Hello, everybody. Catchy1383 with Catchy Gaming with episode 48 of the Epic Store Weekly Free Games. And this week's game is the Dungeon of Naheulbeuk The Amulet of Chaos. So, it is a dungeon crawler tactical role-playing adventure game, also an indie game, published by Dear Villagers eHome Entertainment, released back in December 17, 2020. I think it said developers, but that was the publishers. The developers, just in case, are Artifact Studios. In any case, this is going to be another short one. So this one, although at maybe first appearances is somewhat decent looking with a nice smooth art style and animation, but it feels very satirical, to say the least. So let me just let a little bit of the dialogue play here.
Been here before?
I feel like I'd know if I had.
Probably not. No one's ever got in here before.
By the way, what is our quest?
We must find the 12th statuette of Gladalfura.
A statuette?
It's written in the tablets of Skellis that only a one-legged gnome from the northern forest, dancing by the moonlight in the middle of 12 statuettes wrapped in ham. As I was saying, only a one-legged gnome shall open the gates of Naheulbeuk and thus accomplish the prophecy.
But what is this strange prophecy?
No idea. We're only in it for the gold. That's why we came here.
Yeah, and I knocked before coming in.
And I called you a half-wit.
Okay, let's all get along, okay? Let's focus on the statuette.
Do we have any idea where it's located?
Like every statuette, it's in a treasure room, guarded by a powerful warlock. Battle!
Maybe his powers are even greater than mine.
Sounds about right. What kind of monsters live here?
So, if you look at the random encounter table, these are the monsters in this dungeon.
I think you kind of get the point. They're being very sarcastic, and the elf just drives me up the wall whenever she speaks, and I want to rupture my eardrum so I never have to hear her again. So basically, they're taking basic tropes of various archetypes in fantasy and making fun of them, like the big-boobed, slim elf archer, the thief, the barbarian, mage, stuff like that. Unfortunately, I didn't even make it through the tutorial, because every time I went through the tutorial, I'd follow the directions and it still wouldn't work, and I had to eventually switch to a keyboard because I was trying to use it with a controller. And that's when it finally got to work, but I just didn't like how it felt at all in terms of controlling the characters. It was super clunky and kind of awkward. It got better, like I said, with the keyboard versus the controller, but I didn't like the way it felt. Don't get me wrong, this, like I said, it has a decent art style. And it has some great music, that's for sure. But I was not sold on the gameplay, especially since I'm not really a big fan of tactical turn-based RPGs such as this. But unfortunately, the overly silly dialogue, which I kind of get, yes, it probably could be funny. There might be points in which it was, but like I said, the elf made me want to gouge out my eardrums. It was not nearly compelling enough to even just try and get through the tutorial, which isn't a first for the Epic Game Store. There's been several which I barely even get through it, and I just want to stop because it's convoluted and annoying. I'm never going to remember it. I don't know. If you want to give this game a try, go ahead. I really can't recommend it, but I really can't say I don't, because it might be better for other people versus myself. So, I don't know. It's free until tomorrow morning, which is July the 6th. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Have a good one.